Cool way to start. Oh, do I just click on it?
No, it's already gone.
Oh. So my project's my name is Arturo Fuentes Ortiz, designed for about and by the people, and I'm going to be talking about Latino urbanism in Roseland, Santa Rosa, California. So in order for you to understand why I chose this site for my project, you must understand my background, because it is the way I was raised, the way I was brought up, that ultimately led me to find my current yet continuous growing identity. I identify as a Latino Mexican American Chicano. A Chicano or Chicana is not skin color nor is it an ethnicity. It is an internal consciousness. It is a positive self-identifying mindset that constantly is aware of the surrounding environment, whether it's social, political, environmental, etc. And this identity relates and echoes the Latino community in the proposed site of Roseland that is currently going through change. Despite coming from Oaxaca, Mexico as an immigrant, a single parent, and a factory worker, my mother tried to make my life as comfortable as possible, but life was not easy. She was unable to give me material things, but she was able to give me something much more valuable. She gave me morals, pride, hope, appreciation, and the ability of being resourceful, and what I like to call rascuachismo. Rascuachismo, alongside Latino urbanism, is simply a universal approach of being resourceful by making the best of what you have and letting your imagination partner up with your ingenuity to create efficient solutions. Traditional Latin American homes tend to extend the property line, and the street is often used as behind. So my life was completely different than the average American family. Seeing family members and friends fall victim to gang violence, drugs, and alcohol, I knew their environment was not as it should be. The Santa Rosa and Sonoma County Latina community struggles to keep a positive social identity. According to the Neighborhood Scout report, 37.2% of the children in Roseland community live below the poverty line. Only 26.7% of the residents are employed, and of that 26.7%, 30% are employed in manufacturing and labor jobs. Lack of resources and safe spaces deters children in neighborhoods like Roseland to pursue higher education, as it is one of their last things in their minds while living in these types of environments. And here's a picture of 14-year-old Arturo, bald-headed little cholo, after getting his first tattoo. My sister on top and my homegirls in the white. So as many of my friends, so college has been a critical time in my life that has allowed me to study my Chicano culture and fully understand the reason for my struggles growing up. For so long, I asked myself, how can I help? How can I make a difference? How can I help my family and others like me reach a level of environmental fairness and comfort within our communities? And this case study hopefully will bring awareness. Now to give you a broader context of Sonoma County, the demographics started to begin to shift in the 1980s when it became a popular destination for Latina immigrants due to job opportunities in the fields. According to the Census Bureau, an increase of Latina Hispanic population increased from 2.6% in 1970 to 21.5% in 2010. With this rapid growth in demographics in Sonoma County, there has been many constraints in fulfilling the needs of the Latina community. And as of 2015, it's already at 25.2%. The site that the case study proposes to research is located within the community of Roseland in the southwest area of the city of Santa Rosa, California. Mixed-use development is set to take place in the near future along the corridor. However, the Community Development Commission has yet to select the future developer of the Roseland Village Neighborhood Center. The site has previous vision plans that have not passed due to either city officials unable to come to a solution or budget constraints. Currently, the site consists of a large parking lot, abandoned buildings, commercial dollar store, restaurants, and local businesses. Ongoing planning and improvement efforts are addressing the challenges of this corridor, such as groundwater contamination, empty parcels, poor road and sidewalk conditions, unused spaces, abandoned buildings. Even though development is obviously needed, it must be taken into the uttermost care to avoid gentrification, since the population consists mainly of underprivileged Latinos and Latinas. This case study will use a bottom-to-top approach in the design, allowing community members to be thoroughly involved in the design process. Helping this community is an urgent case study, as development has not yet occurred. There has been a lot of turmoil with the Santa Rosa city officials and Roseland community to come to a consensus of what should and should not be built. And right here you see Sebastopol Road, and then my site is behind this building. Despite the site being mainly a large, gray, low-maintained parking lot, the community currently uses the space for multiple purposes, such as beauty pageants, fiestas, lowrider shows, food vendors, dancing, and protests. It has become an iconic area for Roseland community as a gathering spot. Even though part of the site is a vast parking lot, the community has been able to transform it into multiple identities throughout the year. So it's critical to address these uses in the development process of the design. Principles of Latino barrio urbanism will be applied to guide the design of the Roseland area. In other words, sustainable urban practices that respond to economic marginalization and necessity. The design case study will specifically focus on a neighborhood plaza, as it will help residents transform their community in a positive manner that responds to the social norms and distinct ways that they use spaces. Because creating sustainable neighborhoods starts with a sense of place, and the plaza is a perfect spot to begin. The case study will help aid a design, or I'm just going to echo what I said in the midterm review. The case study will help aid a design, but most importantly, establish a new level of environmental consciousness that will take into consideration different communities in order for future landscapes to incorporate beautiful colors of culture, increase accessibility, create healthy atmospheres, and generate community interaction between the people and the natural landforms. Like this picture, the case study will promote a unifying cultural aesthetic that will abide by a simple, genuine rule that the design should be by, about, and most importantly, for the people. Thank you.